Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Bio Inc. Redemption. We're going to go back to the death campaign today. I know we keep jumping between them a lot, but I think it'll be alright. We did grind out enough skulls that I can finally finish the final mission of the slaughterhouse. It is called Roadblock. Doctors work faster and have more resources, so obviously it's going to be a race against time. Once we do start infecting the patient with different diseases, we want to be able to kill him very, very rapidly. One other thing that's in this scenario that they don't tell you up front is that the only way to kill the patient is to destroy all subsystems, all 8 of them. So it's a little bit more involved, but I think we have a good shot. Let's not do lethal difficulty, thank you. We'll go back to a male character, John Smith. Hi, John. It's been a while. You missed me? Of course you did. We could go for Quick Harvest to try and get extra points early on in the game. And maybe that's good. Alternatively, though, I have had some good luck with better resources, so I'm not really sure which one's better. I would like to say that Quick Harvest is better, but sometimes I've observed that my mouse can be hovering over the disease, or the germ, or the blood, I don't know, the blood cell, and immediately pick it up, and it still isn't within 2 seconds and I don't get an extra point. Not sure how that works, so we're going to go for better resources. For diseases, we'll have more symptoms, trying to confuse the doctors where we can. I'm going to reduce the cost of risk factors because I'm confident we're going to need those. Do I want slow diagnosis or slow treatment? Or long strikes. Nah, I'd rather just go for something more permanent. Let's go for... Actually, this could become really good. What am I going to do for environment? Quick collapse. Let's try long strikes. Use up all my XP and see how well that works. I think that the strikes actually could work to our favor. Let's suppose we give the patient a stroke, right? And then they're going to cure it. Well, no, I want to do as much damage to that stroke as possible. We do a quick nurse's strike, boom! We get an extra, what, 20, 30% off of the nervous system just for that? Yeah, I think that could be worth it. All right, here goes nothing. Hi, John. Been a while. Don't worry, you can trust me. I'm a doctor or something. I don't know. Hey, some extra points right off the bat. That's not bad. So as I said earlier, I think my strategy here is going to rely upon getting a lot of risk factors pretty early on. The thought being, if we can get a whole bunch of risk factors before John goes to his annual doctor's checkup, then he'll have every single system vulnerable and we can just ramp up the lethality super duper quick. And the reason that's important is because I found that if you don't get any diseases and then your patient goes to the annual checkup, the doctor doesn't just sit back and say, you're healthy, nothing to do. He'll start prescribing him things like, I don't know, working out or eating healthy. So I definitely want to have something to keep the doctor preoccupied by the time he gets there. But we'll see. Let's go for malnutrition. I'm not going to go for unlucky quite yet. We're going to grab pretty much as many of these as possible. And knowing that I have to terminate all of the systems, I do want to get some risk factors to affect pretty much everything. Kind of keep my options open, just in case. Because if the doctors really are as fast as the game seems to be indicating in this particular scenario, then I would not be surprised if we end up getting locked out of some big branches. So we're going to want to be able to do damage to every system, find out whatever's available, and just make him suffer, pretty much. Let's go for, I don't care, hereditary and overweight, sure. Those would be fine. Do we really want to go for every single risk factor, or do we have time for that? Because what we could do if we want to divert some points, instead of just doing risk factors, we could go to recovery and also go for things like bad doctors. Diagnostic tests take another 50% to perform. There's a couple levels of things like that. That could be good. Treatment's less effective, I don't think helps. We could go for nosocomophobia, just to reduce the likelihood that he goes to the doctor. That might give me a little bit more time to get some of those risk factors. Is it worth 6 points? Possibly, but then possibly not. I don't know. You know what? Let's try it. We're just going to buy ourselves as much time as possible here. I don't know if we need to go for stage 2. And the thing is, I don't think that this really is relevant on lethal difficulty. Somehow, if we go to the next difficulty up, right now we're on severe, I'm fairly confident that it's gonna be like Plague Inc. You know, it doesn't matter how much you try to reduce the severity, eventually they will detect you. It's just a guarantee. I'm willing to guess the same thing is true here. Let's go for workaholic. We could go for nymphomania, but instead I'm going to go for allergies. You know, anything that helps reduce the cost of things so I can quickly ramp up that lethality and also make them more effective is certainly going to be good. Anything else? Oh, bless you. Thank you for the green virus. Is it covered in your snot? I don't know. All right. Risk factors, we can go for sedentary. That's certainly going to be quite good. I do want to at least get him hooked on drugs. That's going to make his nervous system very susceptible. Things like obesity could be good to stack up on the circulatory system, though. And if we want to go for something like a stroke really early on, that could be pretty good. I mean, that's easily accessible, a little expensive, but an easily accessible branch that does an immense amount of damage to the nervous system, but it's in the circulatory system. So maybe the doctors will get a little distracted and confused, or maybe they won't. Maybe the AI just cheats. I'm willing to guess the AI just cheats. But we'll see. Do we want to go for dehydration? Make the renal system cheaper is pretty good. Junk food addict is pretty good. Obesity is pretty good. All of these are good. Everything is good. Let's go for the dehydration. I'm just going to ramp up a bunch of these. Maybe I don't end up going for... No, we do want to go for the drugs. As much nervous system damage as possible if we are going to go for the stroke. I think we're going to do that. I think we are going to go for the stroke. I think the stroke is actually going to be a really good opener for us. So let's grab these. Thank you. And work ourselves towards smoker and towards drug addict. I think we may have bought ourselves a little bit more time with the nosocomophobia. Hopefully. That was sort of the point, as advertised. Don't lie to me. So, we'll see? Question mark, I guess? Let's go for smoker. Okay, that's going to lead to alcoholic and then drug addict. That's what we're going to go for. If we want to pick up anything else, great. But I don't feel pressured to. You know? I think this is going to be a good strategy, and I do think we want to go for bad doctors and stuff like that. Preferably before we start giving him, or before he goes to the doctor. Reason being, I mean, obviously the more time that the AI is spending trying to diagnose or cure, the better. Certainly makes... Ow, no, I'm going to mess... I hesitated and I lost it. That was my own darn fault. I'm so sorry. How much do we need to get the drug addict? 14 points. See, reducing the cost of these risk factors by 20% is definitely helping me to ramp these up relatively quickly. Grab both of those. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, not so bad. Not so bad. I do kind of like these being cheaper. I also like them being more effective. But cheap is good. Over 60 years old is tempting for skeletal, but, you know, I think for now, let's go ahead and start getting things like bad doctors. That's right. Take the big, I don't know. What is this? Ecstasy? It's probably ecstasy. Please don't demonetize me, YouTube. Okay? I'm not the one who came up with this. It's the game. The game did it, not me. It's not going to be a good enough excuse, is it? Darn it! It's fine. Let's speed it up a little bit. The viruses in here do last, like, they do stay on the map longer, but I have found that if you speed up, sometimes you'll find, like, two systems going on at the same time, and it gets a little confusing. You can't get it all. So speeding up has its downsides. Bad diagnosis. Made a wrong diagnosis resulting in a 10% decline in the recovery process. Bad doctor stage 2. Another 10 points. Treatments are longer to be effective. Yeah, both of those together are really quite good. And the circulatory system is very susceptible. And we could make it even more susceptible if we go for the obesity. Grab that. Thank you. So, yeah, starting in the circulatory system makes sense. Let's go for Bad Doctor Stage 2. If I wanted to get obesity, that would be another 8 points. That does make it cheaper, which is the reason I'm mostly tempted. Also, Junk Food Addict. If I got both of these, this would make getting the circulatory system much, much cheaper. Very easy to ramp up to a stroke by doing that. I kind of like the idea. I don't know. I guess it really depends. I don't think I could get away with it on lethal difficulty. I think if I waited this long on lethal difficulty, we would be having a lot of trouble. But for now, let's make him morbidly obese. 2 cheeseburgers. 1 wasn't enough? Yep. That's how it works, guys. Can you has cheeseburger? Yes, you can has cheeseburger. Congratulations, you're morbidly obese. Aren't you proud of yourself? All right. And now we're going to go for the junk food addict. That would lead to morbidly obese. Oh, I'm sorry. There is another level of obesity. Look at that, though. Ooh, it makes everything so cheap. Makes everything so cheap. 11 points. Dosed I dare. Oh, man. Morbidly obese. It would make it really easy to give him a stroke and a heart attack. He hasn't gone to the doctor yet. Can you do it? Nope, he's going to the doctor. Okay. Well, hypertension is free. Blood clots is not. Go for high cholesterol to try and slow it down. I want to distract the doctor so he doesn't start prescribing better health benefits. Let's distract him with the high cholesterol, but I want to save up for a stroke, which I think costs like 20 or something. So let's save up a few points, because I want to be able to ramp up to that quickly before he's able to do anything. This is a little bit slower. So we have bought ourselves a little bit of time when it comes to things like the metabolic panel. which is good. I think I want to get like 15 points, though. He's doing a blood pressure test. Aha! He's getting confused. I haven't evolved hypertension yet. Evolved? This isn't Plague Inc. What am I talking about? Ultraviolet testing? Oh, you are confused, aren't you? That's fine, though. I think this is enough to do what we want to do. So we're going to kind of lock out this path in favor of going for the stroke. But there we go, and that would lead to the stroke at 18 points. Darn it, I'm close but not there. Close but not there. Come on. 2 more points. He's doing ultrasounds. No, 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 no. I need points. Points. Points, saying you. Oh, this is just upsetting. Come on. Thank you. Game, you scare me sometimes when you don't give me them points. I'm just saying. I get nervous very easily. Okay, we've got that. We actually could go down this route and try to grab something. If I wanted to do a brain aneurysm, that would be pretty effective. It's kind of like doing a stroke. He's not curing anything else at the moment. We're doing like 19 damage to the circulatory system and 10 to the nervous system, so that's pretty good. And he's way slower now. I mean, he can't even do ultrasounds very quickly. Yeah. This might work out well for me. I think we're going to be able to do this. I think we can do it. We can go for the blood aneurysm now. Let's actually focus on not getting locked out. So, for example, if I want to pick up deep vein thrombosis real quick just to make sure we don't lose out on the pulmonary embolism, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Well, now he's doing an abdominal CT scan. He's taking a lot of damage to the nervous system and the circulatory system in particular, so yeah, if you're not going to worry about that stroke, then that's great. He's not even, I mean, the AI is being dumb so far. Hasn't even figured out the hypertension. Probably because he just tested for that, which is hilarious. Sorry, man, I may have given you a little bit of the runaround there. All right, now he's got a brain aneurysm. I think surgical exploration is the diagnosis to find it. Crap, that was quick. Okay, what do we go for next? Do we go for... Maybe we go for the pulmonary embolism? That's pretty effective against the respiratory system. Alternatively, we could just go for angina here. Unlock arrhythmia and then head toward a heart attack. I mean, if he's not going to block me off, that would shut down the circulatory system very quickly. There's the blood pressure test. I was wondering when you were going to do that. All right. Here comes another metabolic panel. Yeah, you don't like redoing tests, do you? No, you do not. Can't say that I blame you. Brain MRI. He's going to find everything now. He's going to find the stroke and he's going to find the aneurysm. And there's nothing I can do about it. Oh, well, we had our fun. The important thing is if I need to, I could go for a nurse's strike. It would slow things down a lot. I'm not going to waste it on the hypertension. I don't think it's worth it. But eventually, we're going to want to use that. Arrhythmia was 12 points. 11 for pulmonary embolism. And post-phlebitic syndrome is 13. Damage to the veins through a blood clot. We honestly may not need to get to the heart attack. We're doing enough damage to the circulatory system that I think we're going to be okay. So you know what? Let's go ahead and grab the pulmonary embolism instead. Start ramping up some difficulty, some damage to the respiratory system. He is now carrying that. All right. So that's going to lock us out from the arrhythmia and the heart attack, but I don't think it necessarily matters. 30% more resources if we can get 4 more points, or 3 more points, I guess. So that should be easily done. He's going to the emergency room because his heart is shutting down. That's what happens when you eat 2 cheeseburgers. Okay, let's grab this. Nervous system's taking a lot of damage. Stroke and brain aneurysm. If there's ever a time to go for the nurse's strike, this might be it. But I need points for that. Game. If you don't mind... Why is there double beeping? The beeps! The beeps! Double beeps! I don't like it! Come on, give me more points than that. For real, though. Come on! Gonna make me miss out on all the good stuff. What does it take to get a nurse's strike? 12 points! We're never gonna get it. Alright, say goodbye to our stroke and brain aneurysm. It makes me sad. Unless we get something else right now. Nope, they regenerated the nervous system. Well, this is gonna suck, ain't it? Okay, so we're gonna get locked out probably from this. We could ramp up some damage to the respiratory system next, but instead I think I'm gonna do some damage to the nervous system. We're gonna go for the chronic stress and the breakdown and the dementia. Let's try to burn down the rest of the brain. Can he cure the circulatory system in time? Well, considering it's taking practically no damage at all, the answer appears to have been yes. Darn it! We kind of were really depending on that, and I lost enough points. Oh, and he had a heart transplant, too. Okay, well, the doctor's doing a really good job of saving this person so far. Yeah, if we had enough points to get that nurse's strike, that would have changed everything, but we definitely did not. So let's go for the burnout. Major depression would be nice, but it's a little on the expensive side. If we wanted to go for... Is there anything else I could get that would really affect the circulatory system to finish it off? I mean, I don't want to grab potassium deficiency yet, because then he might block me off if I don't have enough points. Leukemia could be good in some things. That would definitely do some damage. 18 points, though, you know? That's a lot. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But the good news is the nervous system appears to be burning down. Once that's gone, we'll start doing some damage to the circulatory system again. So he's gonna... Yep, there goes the pulmonary embolism. So he's gonna start curing up the respiratory system pretty soon here. Nervous system's very much dead. We probably could go for the leukemia. What are the odds he cures it super duper fast if there aren't a lot of other diseases to distract him, though? That's the only reason I'm scared. But I think we might have to take that risk. Let's grab these points. All of you. All of you. Okay, he's curing the chronic stress. That's fine. Let's go for the leukemia. At 7 points... I'm not too worried about everything he's doing right now. We are doing a good amount of damage to this now. We could start working on some of the respiratory system since it already has taken quite a bit of damage. But I would want a few more points to make sure I don't get locked out. So let's grab some more of those real quick. Actually, I guess we can go ahead and grab the upgrade. Upgrades are almost always good. We're at 40% cure right now. I mean... Circulatory system's still taking a good amount of damage, so... Let's go for the flu. H1N1 would be nice. Psychological evaluation and surgical exploration. Does surgical exploration lead to leukemia? I feel like it doesn't, but I could be completely wrong. We're going to go for H1N1 next. That will lead to pneumonia if we want to have 13 points for a good cough and fever, which would do damage to the respiratory and the immune system primarily. The thing is, everything else is still sort of kind of healthy. Nervous breakdown and burnout are getting cured. So if I wanted to go for the chronic stress, now would kind of be the time. Or chronic depression, which I don't think we really have the time or interest to do. So the circulatory system is indeed gone. He's curing the flu. I want to grab pneumonia for 13 points if I can. When in doubt, we always could go for the renal system and stuff. That's pretty cheap for us right now. But let's go ahead and grab pneumonia. If we want to get tuberculosis at 15 points, that would do a lot of damage as well. Okay, so that should start going down faster. Now would actually not be a bad time. Well, I was going to say we could go for Nurse's Strike, but most of the stuff he's curing right now actually mostly affects the nervous system that's already dead. And he's already done regeneration, so that actually doesn't matter too much unless it has a lot of collateral damage. Which I can't... Whoa, where did that go? Which I can't really say that I remember if it does or not. Let's go for the tuberculosis. Okay, so we're going to do a lot of damage to the respiratory system. He's trying to cure some stuff. Yeah, so the respiratory system should be dead at this point. Renal or immune or muscular? We could go for muscular. Let's go ahead and grab potassium deficiency and chronic muscle cramp. That should do some good damage. Fibromyalgia at 12 would be nice, but it only does damage... Well, it does damage to the muscular system as well as the nervous. Don't care about nervous, but muscular is not bad. Always remember, of course, we have this as an option, though. Kidney cysts and stuff. If we wanted to go down the immune system to try and grab lupus, that could be pretty good. Would definitely do a lot of damage. He's now curing the pneumonia, but his respiratory system has already failed. If we wanted to get an extra +1 per resource... I need to save up 10 points. That can be done. Oop. Grab you. Come on. 10 points. Okay, he had a lung transplant. Gosh dang, this frickin' doctor is transplanting everything. By the time John gets out of here, he's going to have a whole new body. It's like the Bionic Man, you know? I don't know. Anyway. So tuberculosis is currently getting cured. Actually, I bet you that has enough collateral damage that it's worth protecting that. If I can get a couple more points, I think we go for a Nurse's Strike. This may be the time. All right, this is the time. Nurse's Strike, you can't do anything. Haha! Now your respiratory, immune, and muscular system are all going to die at the same time. Which means everything else will rapidly fail because you'll have lost, like, 6 out of your 8 systems. That should make things pretty easy. I say should. Let's go ahead and grab urinary incontinence and kidney cysts. Sydney Kists. That's not what I wanted to say. Okay, grab some of those. We could go for the urinary tract infection, a good old-fashioned UTI. Nurse's Strike is making him go real slow right now. Renal system's very dead. Just a little bit of extra damage to the digestive system and stuff, and we're pretty much good to go. Let's give him type 1 diabetes for good measure. Yeah, I like that. And the skeletal system. Now he's going to resume his cures, but it doesn't matter. He is very much doomed. Say goodbye to John. Okay, we did it. Not the greatest, but not the worst. 59 days is pretty good. 285 bio points. A score of 2,722. Ouch. I think that the big downside is we let him recover too much. So, I don't know. I don't think that was the best possible... I don't think it was the best job I've ever done on that. But it worked, and now we get to move on to the next stage, which should be the terminal victims. What's involved in terminal victims? I don't know, but it's 3 more scenarios, and we have to beat all of them on severe, so that'll be fun. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.